I did my makeup today so that I look less sick, but I'm sick. That's a thing that's happening. Hi guys, welcome to today's video and happy Asexuality Awareness Week, I guess, because that's the thing. This week is Asexuality Awareness Week. I had no idea that this was a thing. I just logged onto Twitter Monday morning and I saw someone tweeting about it in my timeline, and I was like, oh, do you know what? I'm gonna switch around my schedule a little bit so that today's video is about asexuality, because if you missed my label genderbread person video, you can click on the I thing that's over here to go watch it. But basically I said that I was asexual, and that's the topic that I never really talked about, I guess, on this channel, so we're gonna get into that a bit more today. So to me, asexuality is not being sexually attracted to people, to anyone in general. It's different from being aromantic, which I'm not. I am romantically attracted to girls in general, so that's a thing. I think there's a word for it, and it's homoromantic, which is really weird, so I'm just gonna keep saying I'm attracted to girls, and that's fine. But yeah, asexuality is something that is part of me, and that I thought for the longest time, I thought that it was something wrong with me, but turns out that like bisexuality, homosexuality, and anything like that, it is not a mental disorder and it is not a physical problem. We do have fully functioning bodies, we can have sex, we just don't want to. Now, there's a lot of different ways to be asexual. Some ace people would just have basically a no-touch rule, so no kissing, no hand-holding, no cuddling on the couch watching a series or whatever. That's like, no, but I'm fine with it personally. And then some people will define asexuality or just not having sex being penetrative sex. To me, asexual, I'm fine with kissing, hand holding, and like light stuff. I'm not fine with PDA, so public display of affection, and anything involving basically below the waist and below the clothes. Yeah, we'll go with that. But lots of people have lots of different ways to experience asexuality, and it is a conversation that you should have with your partner, and that I avoided having with some of my previous girlfriends, because I felt uncomfortable and I felt like it was my fault, like something was wrong with me for not really wanting them the way they wanted me. So I kind of like sucked it up and didn't say anything, only I was really uncomfortable and it showed, and they ended up questioning what was wrong with them and what they were doing wrong, and I could never bring myself to say, because it's quite a hard conversation to have. We're not talking about refusing a weird obscure kink like being tied up covered in honey for 4 hours. We're talking about sometimes having to refuse a peck on the lips because you're in public and you're uncomfortable with that. That's my case. I don't like it. Having said that, I do think that some asexual people, including myself, will not force themselves because that's like rape, but will have sex or some form of sexual intercourse with their partner just to please their partner. It's just not something that we desire, but we can do it if it's to please our partner, and again, if we do have that conversation beforehand, and if we make sure that everyone is comfortable with everything that's going to happen. That's, again, obviously very important for sex. So yeah, what was my point? Yeah, some of us will have sex with their partners, they just don't get anything out of it, but we will do it because it's pleasurable for our partners. Although it doesn't mean that because one asexual person you dated had sex with you without actively wanting it, not wanting it, again, that sounds like rape, that's bad. But because one asexual person had sex with you doesn't mean that every asexual person will have sex if they are not comfortable with having sex. I feel like I'm saying the same thing over and over again, but to me that's a very crucial point to understand when we're talking about Asexuality Awareness Week, is that you make sure that everyone around you, if you're asexual, understand that not every asexual person are the same. And if your partner dated an asexual before, they might be different from you. Obviously, communication is the key of any healthy relationship, but with an asexual person or between two asexual persons, it's even more important to communicate and talk about things. And if you're not asexual, but you notice that your partner is a bit uncomfortable when you're holding their hands or when you try to do stuff with them in the bedroom or whatever, do bring that up, because they might not be willing to share that, or they might be ashamed. I know that was my case in my previous relationship. They might not be comfortable sharing the fact that they just want to run away every time you kiss them. And that's fine, that's absolutely fine. I do feel like awareness days and awareness weeks and months and stuff like that are very important to educate people, but they are also important to get people talking, like not necessarily, ooh, this is transsexuality, this is asexuality, blah blah blah. It also gets people talking about their own experience and how they define their own sexuality. So I think it's a really important thing to do, and that's why I guess I'm making this video, even though maybe you don't care. So I guess this video is really general, because that's my first one on asexuality specifically. If you do have more questions, you can leave them in the comments or on Twitter or whatever, wherever you want to reach me, and I may answer them. I will answer them if I'm comfortable answering them. I may do another video. If you have questions about yourself, if you yourself are an asexual, or if you're questioning, or if someone you know you think deserves education, everyone deserves education. You should definitely educate your entourage about asexuality and LGBT plus issues and stuff like that. There's a website called asexuality.org. I'll put the link in the description for you. They are full of useful resources and questions and answers and stuff like that, so go check them out if you're questioning yourself, or if you know someone who may need educating on that subject. And yeah, I'm gonna leave this video here. Feel free to give it a like if you liked it. You can click here to subscribe to my channel so that you get notification every time I upload. You can also click here to go watch last week's video. I hope you'll have a great week, and I'll see you next Sunday. Bye bye!